Well, even the intelligent person of the world today, the brilliant minds, the great scholars, to tell them you have the name of being alive and you are dead, they laugh at you. Yet that's the first verse of the 3rd chapter of the book of Revelation. But until you have the vision and the actual experience, it doesn't make sense. And yet I have seen rooms just like this. On many occasions I've done it. It's fun to see it all animated and all alive and all carrying on this marvelous conversation, each trying to outdo the other one in bragging. And suddenly you know exactly what they're doing, and you arrest not them, leave them just alone. You arrest an activity in you, for in him is life. And the life was the light of men, the consciousness of men. So you arrest the life in you, the activity. And all of a sudden, the light goes out in men. There's no consciousness. They're dead. You go over, you examine them. And every one is as dead as though they're made of clay or marble. Look at them all. They can't see you because they're dead. And even before you did it, they couldn't see you anyway because you are on a higher level. You do it from a higher level. And on that level, they can't see you. Your spirit, but more alive than anything in the world below you. And all of a sudden, they all stand still. And then, to your own amusement, while they're perfectly still and dead, you release the activity in you. As you release it, they all continue animated once more, continuing their lives. And they're bragging. And that's life. For in him is life, and the life was the light of men. So he came bringing truth. So they asked him the question concerning the truth. He said, for this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to bear witness to the truth. And then Pilate said, what is truth? And he was silent. How could you tell Pilate that he was dead? How could you tell the judge, who was the extended arm of Caesar, that he is dead? You couldn't tell him that. Yet these words, as dictated in Revelation, are attributed to the risen Lord through his voice called John. And so he sends John to the churches. And the first church is Sardis. And these are the words given to Sardis, to the angel of Sardis. You have the reputation, you have the name of being alive, and you're dead. Now, who is going to explain it? I have many, many commentaries at home. I have the grandfather of them all, called the Interpreter's Bible. They are 12 volumes, 6 of the Old and 6 of the New, and 4 of dictionaries. The dictionary does not mention it, and you can read that backwards, and they cannot throw any light on it, because it doesn't make sense. How can you say to someone that there's a possibility that a man is dead while he was alive, and that those who are dead and they do not know that they are dead? Because I tell you, they're not dead, but they died. And when I said to Jack, you know, Jack, no, you're not dead, but you died. I mean, I am not dead, but I died. How is that possible? I said, Jack, I went to your funeral. I buried you, gave you a marvelous Catholic funeral. But I did persuade my sister-in-law, who as a pillar of the Episcopal Church could not understand my teaching. She still can't. But since then, she has changed her attitude. It comes slowly from the depth of her own being. Now she's willing to believe in immortality outside of the extension of herself to her children and grandchildren. Up until then, she felt you could only have immortality through the bearing of children and the children bearing children, but that you yourself know you will live in your offspring. And when I said to her, you a Christian? Don't you know the foundation of Christianity? The fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, and life everlasting. And you're going to take one of these and throw it away, called life everlasting? You don't know Christianity, Al. Well, she just wouldn't argue with me. But since then, she is now, either because of advancing age, or she's now 70, or a change in some strange way, but it was that change that took place in the depth of her soul. So it's coming up slowly. It takes time. And then suddenly it will all dawn within her. And one day she'll be able to understand me. He came to 2 of my lectures, and I just about have been speaking in Greek. She doesn't understand me, but she'll go to church every Sunday morning because it's a thing to do. And so she'll go and hear the man. Couldn't tell you what he said, which is not really important because the chances are he didn't say anything anyway. Talked about getting involved, possibly, and doing this and doing that and doing the other. Has nothing to do with religion. Religion isn't getting involved. It's telling God's purpose. Does he have a purpose? Well, he has a purpose, and he has made it known in Christ Jesus. That's the pattern. It's a pattern man buried in man, and it has been unfolded in me. Well, I'm just telling exactly what happened to me. If one understands it, all well and good. If they don't understand it, take it anyway and dwell upon it, because I tell you it is true. And the day will come when I have written in my book, which I call Resurrection, when they find those old scripts, if they ever do, they're going to find that story. But we have no script in the New Testament that is beyond the one just found in 1929, a copy made in the 3rd century. Now, when you consider all these copies and such discrepancies in the copies, and man makes it fit what he thinks it ought to be. I read here recently, in fact it is in the Interpreter's Bible, our great college of Jesuits here, Loyola. And the founder of that college said that to be a good Jesuit, and therefore he means that's the foundation of the Roman Catholic world, to be a good one, if the church tells you that a thing is black when you know that it is white, to you it must be black. That's the foundation. Don't question the authority of church. No matter how stupid the statement is, no matter how far afield it is of truth,